we all know it's a quarterback-driven league. You know that better than anybody. So tell me about your guy, year two. How different does he look right now? It's Zach Wilson.
You know, he looks a lot more. He looks a lot more comfortable. He's you know, a year ago at this time, if he made a mistake, he would give this long dissertation about how he saw a certain player doing something, and you know, in our system, it's progression based. It's 1, 2, 3, let it go, and you know, this year you could just, before Rob or Mike LaFleur could even talk to him, he's like, I know, and he would point to where he should have went, or he points to what he could have done, and the dissertation, he's, you know, there's a saying in football, see a little, see a lot, see nothing. And he's getting from seeing a lot to seeing very little, and which is what you want him to see, because when you see little, you actually widen your vision, if that makes sense. But he's done a really nice job. He's a lot more comfortable in the offense, a lot more decisive. He still has that tremendous arm talent. I love the fact that he went off schedule some during OTAs, a lot more than he did a year ago. Because off schedule, he is an incredible talent when he does go off schedule, and you know, he looks good. He looks comfortable. He's more comfortable around his teammates. He's more comfortable in conversation. So it looks good. Just now, we just got pieced together.
What does off schedule look like? What do you mean by that?
It looks like his pro day.
Ha! Okay, that throw, the throw that you're referring to,
yeah,
that
throw, the sidearm, the off platform, you know, when he's running, you know, when you exit the pocket, and you know, he can deliver the ball to certain spots, like the Tennessee game where he hit Keelan Cole and he hit Corey Davis when he was off schedule, leaving the pocket and keeping his eyes downfield, and you know, no one's going to question his talent and his physical traits. It's really bringing the physicality, the physical traits that he has, and combining it with the mental part of the football game, which is the hardest part to learn, especially at quarterback. And we're really hopeful that he takes a good step forward and being a good quality starting quarterback. And who knows, where he can take it. But I think we all share the same thoughts as he does, in that we think his sky's the limit. So, just taking those steps one day at a time and seeing how far he can take it.
And the conversation was Garrett Wilson was the most pro-ready receiver, with all due respect to Drake London. I mean, that was part of the conversation throughout the entire talent evaluation portion of our calendar. How does he look so far to you, Coach?
Same thing. It's because we're so versatile at receiver, and we have our receivers playing all three spots, and the Z, the X, the F, and all for matchup purposes. It is a little bit taxing on receivers in the system, because you're not just lining up at the X and having to do the same thing over and over and over again. Now, Garrett is very, very smart, but it's still mentally it's heavy, and he looks good. You see all the body control, you see all the juiciness with his lower half movement, his burst in and out of breaks, the speed, the hands, the aggressive hands. He's a very, very talented young man, and he's very smart. And same thing with him, as he masters the one-on-one aspect of football, which is scheme. All those physical traits will come out, and OTAs was a good step in that direction.
How's Mekhi Becton? For him, rehabbing a knee tendon is similar to somebody rehabbing their quad muscle. So, I mean, how is he doing, do you think?
Big Beck is doing good. It was great to see him during minicamp.
Mm-hmm.
He has no restrictions on his knee anymore, which is awesome. So it's just a matter of continuing to get his body right and get his mind right and getting ready to play a football season. And all the things that we know of Mekhi, he's freakishly athletic, he's freakishly big, and he's got freakish talent. So we're really excited to get him back in the fold, and so these next 40 days are obviously big for him, as they are for everybody else.
Right. And then in terms of getting healthy, your pass rush is also potentially significantly upgraded if people can come back healthy. And that's the other aspect of this. You got to have a quarterback who can win games, and you got to go hunt quarterbacks who can beat you. So how does your pass rush look right now to you going into the summer?
Well, what stinks about the way we structured OTAs is there really wasn't much O-line, D-line play going on.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch those guys through individual and all the different things that we're having them do, we're excited about his potential. Jermaine Johnson we're adding to the mix, but people can't forget about Jacob Martin, who we picked up from Houston. Carl Lawson comes back. Really expecting a nice year from Quinnen Williams and John Franklin Myers. So we've got, on paper, what could be a pretty cool group. But paper never won a championship.
And I'm looking at the piece of paper, your schedule, and I'm like, come on, man, what the hell? I mean, so what's your 2 cents on that, Coach? Your schedule. I know I'm asking a coach that, and you can only control play them when you play them. But I mean, you're looking at this right here. I'm assuming you'd like to have a nice easy open, but you'd join the AFC North pretty much to start the season.
Well, one thing I've learned is there's really never an easy opener in the NFL, and that's not coach speak.
Right.
I know to fans it's like, oh, we should beat that team, or well, I mean Tampa. We had Tampa on the ropes, and they were defending Super Bowl champs. And so long story short, it's like when we played Tampa, I think we were double-digit underdogs, and we had them on the brink. We beat Tennessee. You just never know when the schedule comes out which team is going to be great, which team is going to struggle. But at the end of the day, every team in the NFL, to me, is capable of winning on Sunday. That's why it's the greatest sport in the country. I mean, the parity from top to bottom, every team is capable of putting on a show on Sunday, and that's what makes it great.